John Cleese revealed he had spent a large part of his life in therapy with a large portion of his problems surrounding his relationships with women. John Cleese, who is now married to his fourth wife, shared that he has spent a lot of time in therapy due to his issues with women. The Monty Python star, 83, blamed his childhood for his string of failed relationships due to a lack of affection for his mother. In his 2014 autobiography, So, Anyway, the Fawlty Towers legend penned, "It cannot be a coincidence that I spent such a large part of my life in some form of therapy and that the vast majority of the problems I was dealing with involved relationships with women. My ingrained habit of walking on eggshells when dealing with my mother dominated my romantic liaisons for many years." John has previously spoken openly about his late mother, Muriel, and how she struggled with depression for many years. He described her as emotionally difficult, and said she would throw a tantrum if something upset her. Nevertheless, he says she had the most extraordinary sense of humor. During an appearance on The Graham Norton Show, the father of two revealed he jokingly offered to hire a hitman to stop her feeling down. He jested, "I did say to her when she was really depressed one day, if you're still feeling this way next week, I know a little man in Fulham and if you would like I could give him a call and he could come down to Weston-super-Mare and kill you." There was a long silence and then she cackled with laughter. "So from then on, whenever she said she was depressed I would say, 'So shall I call the man in Fulham?' And she would say, 'Oh no dear, I've got a sherry party on Thursday.'" Muriel died in 2000, aged 101. In 2009, John met his fourth wife, Jennifer Wade, 52, through mutual friends. 3 years later, he wed the jewelry designer on the idyllic island of Mystique. They are still together 11 years later and split their time between the UK, America and the Caribbean. Before this, the Harry Potter actor first tied the knot with Connie Booth in 1968. Together, they wrote the scripts and starred in both series of Fawlty Towers. They divorced 10 years later and share one daughter, Cynthia, 53, who has starred in films including A Fish Called Wanda, 1988, and Fierce Creatures, 1997. John went on to wed model Barbara Trentham in 1981. 3 years before the birth of their daughter Camilla, they divorced in 1990 but remained friends until her death in 2013, aged 68, due to complications from leukemia. John's longest marriage to date was to psychotherapist Alice Faye Eichelberger. They married in 1992 but went their separate ways 15 years later. Famously, the divorce left John with a hefty price tag. She walked away with a massive £12 million settlement, meaning he had to pay her £600,000 a year for 7 years.